Hi, it's me, Mark Orwoll, at it again. But this week there's something special. I'm coming to you with a PSA, a public service announcement. In case you didn't know, this is August 15th. There are only 3 official weeks of summer vacation left. And I've got an idea for you. Head out to the Jersey Shore. Come on back and I'll tell you why.
Let the swing begin. Mark Orwoll is at it again, and that cat is swinging. Yeah, that cat is swinging. The party don't stop when Mark's in the spin.
After I write this, I'm unlikely to get another invitation to the Ritz, Paris. My true self will have been revealed in all its deeply proletarian ignominy. All 20 of you who subscribe to this column will no doubt unsubscribe, which, by the way, I've made nearly impossible to do. Here's why. I like the Jersey Shore. Yep, the whole 9 yards. The arcades and t-shirt shops, gym, tan, laundry. The amusement piers and $2 happy hour oysters. The rough surf and the constantly whistle-blowing lifeguards. The tomato pie shops and the hordes of teens walking 6 abreast along the boardwalk. I love it all. Fancy New Yorkers hear about this and inevitably ask me, for God's sake, man, why? They want to know what I have against the Hamptons, even if only Hampton Bays, or Cape Cod, or Nantucket, or Watch Hill. Here's my answer. Because I don't care. I like the Jersey Shore. Trying to characterize the Jersey Shore in a single description is a failed enterprise before you even begin. There are as many kinds of shore towns there as cars on the Garden State Parkway. You got your suburban Spring Lake, the official, quote, Irish Riviera. You got your Victorian elegant Cape May, quote, the nation's oldest seashore resort. There's the LGBTQ plus friendly Asbury Park, quote, making waves since 1871. Then, creeping like a horseshoe crab up to the waterline to die and frighten old folks, we find Wildwood, whose motto is drunk and disorderly on the Sky Coaster, which was unwisely taken out of commission in October 25. I'm kidding. It was November. I grew up in Southern California, going to the pier at Huntington. Hey, shout out, lifeguard station number 3. The Wedge at Newport, and the stony shores of Laguna. Perfect waves for surfing, taco strips and red sauce on the boardwalk, shooting the pier. I was not going to be much impressed by any other beach on earth, except possibly Waimea, Makaha, and the Bonsai Pipeline on Oahu's North Shore. Other than that, pfft. But in college, like many of us, I was exposed to radical, unorthodox opinions. A young man, also named Mark, used to regale us with stories of Wildwood. The pretty girls, the cheap beer, the body surfing, the amusement rides. It all sounded so magical. Granted, this was usually after 3 or 4 joints, when even a passing garbage truck seemed like a revelation from the Almighty. But his stories had an impact. Wildwood. Even the name sounded cool. It was untamed and natural, just like me at age 20. Or so I thought. After I moved to New York, my wife and I began going there with our preteen kids, along with my brother-in-law Jim and his young family. We stayed in cheap, crappy motels a block from the beach. They were so terrible that the toilets rocked from side to side when you sat on them. The living rooms had fold-out sofas for the parents. The refrigerators had mold. The bedrooms had 3 beds smushed together, and a family of 5 could barely cram in there. Paradise. After a long day of body surfing with the wives and kids, Jim and I would leave the families behind and go happy hour bar hunting. We explained this to our wives by saying, "But we're saving money by going during happy hour. It's not that hard to understand." Needless to say, when I returned to our crappy motel room, I stumbled inside, hoping not to be noticed by Mrs. O. Fat chance. One year, the wives decided that we should go upscale. No more Wildwood with its tomato pie shop, Coors ice cream stands, and hordes of rampaging boardwalk adolescents. No. This year, we would go to Ocean City, quote, America's greatest family resort. The motto seems innocuous. Yeah, it's great, yada yada. The problem was, and is, in my opinion, that the beach town was founded by Methodist ministers in 1879 as a dry town where alcohol isn't sold. I ask you to picture Jim and me, a couple of handsome, virile young fathers standing on the Ocean City boardwalk at 5 p.m., worn out from body surfing and boogie boarding all day, our families tucked away safely in our semi-acceptable motel rooms. All we want is some $2 oysters and a couple of pitchers of beer. We don't ask much. What we did ask to the first dude who sauntered past us was, "Hey man, where are the bars?" Dude gaped at us. Swear to God, he gaped. "This is Ocean City," he said. "It's a dry town. You got to go down to Avalon." Avalon. 10 miles south. In a car. Need I tell you, we didn't return to Ocean City the following year. Eventually, we traveled as our own family unit down the shore. We focused on Seaside Heights. In the early 2000s, the Jersey Shore reality TV show on MTV was filmed there. You know, Snooki, JWOW, The Situation, et al. Classy, right? In 2012, Superstorm Sandy destroyed the over-ocean casino pier, leaving the Starjet roller coaster barely poking above the surface of the rumbling ocean waters. Over Memorial Day weekend 2025, police arrested more than 70 adults and youths on charges of fighting, stabbings, and possible littering. The entire boardwalk was closed down. Seaside Heights is now our go-to beach destination. We no longer book cheap motels with rocking horse toilets. Instead, we rent overpriced Airbnbs with dubious standards of cleanliness. But at least we can bring our dog, Penny. The waves are usually good. We'll spend all day at the beach eating sand-filled sandwiches, drinking warm, sweet tea, and getting sunburned. That's the life for me. Jim and his family don't travel with us like they did in the old days, when we would head out to a happy hour every day at 5. But my kids are all adults now. I can go with them to happy hour, if I'm paying. Look, I know there are drawbacks to Wildwood and Seaside Heights, But there's one thing I can say in their favor. At least they're not Ocean City. Well, it's been a peachy, beachy time being with you today. See you next week. I don't know what we're talking about. I tend to move these things around. But I'll see you then, okay? Bye.
Let the swing be